Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of AIEC Webinar Weeks. AIEC Webinar Weeks aims to address today's industry challenges and opportunities, along with solutions and tips to how to overcome them. Today, we are going to be hearing from Safe Electricity, but before that, a couple housekeeping items. Today's presentation will last roughly 40 minutes. We'll leave some time at the end for some questions. Please remember to submit those through the chat function. You can direct those questions to AIEC. There's a little drop down there. Brian and I will moderate those questions to our presenter for you today. So we're looking forward to that. I'm really excited to learn about Safe Electricity, something I've just recently discovered, and sounds like a great resource to all of our memberships. So Brian, what do you got?
Our presenter today is Carrie Taylor. She is the Member Services Manager for Safe Electricity. Carrie has worked at higher education institutions for the past 21 years after earning her bachelor's and master's degrees in communications from the University of Illinois at Springfield. She has served in roles of campus and community outreach at U of I in Urbana-Champaign, alumni relations and special events at Lincoln College, publicity promotions at SIU School of Medicine Foundation, and has now been serving as your Member Services Manager for the Safe Electricity Program for the past year. The Safe Electricity Program is part of the University of Illinois Extension Office and provides award-winning vetted safety resources to its members, which AIC covers for all Illinois cooperatives. Their office is located in Springfield. And with that, I'll hand it off to you, Carrie.
All right, well, thank you. Thanks for having me today. And I'm just going to share with you about Safe Electricity. For some of you, this might be a sort of refresher, and for others, it might be something brand new. So first off, did you know that AIEC covers membership with Safe Electricity for all Illinois cooperatives? Maybe not, maybe so. But I want you to think about it. And if it is your co-op actively using these award-winning vetted safety resources to enhance your safety communications to your consumers? So what is Safe Electricity? Well, we are a nationally recognized program. We have award-winning multimedia public awareness program with over 500 utility members across the country. We've got cooperatives are our largest member base, but we've got quite a number of municipals as well, and then some non-utility associate members. And Safe Electricity has been providing information to consumers and helping complement safety education of utilities and educators for 20 years now. And your membership gives you access to hundreds of vetted resources, including videos, social media resources, articles, news releases, youth activities, infographics, pictographs, photos, graphic designs, and a lot more, which I will show you towards the end of these slides as I show you the members portal. And so Safe Electricity is going to help you enhance your safety communications. It's going to help you manage risk, and ultimately it's going to help save lives. What is the value of your safety outreach? Well, obviously, safety outreach is going to help you to prevent accidents and injuries and ultimately save lives. It's going to help enhance your consumer member loyalty because your consumers are going to see that you have a dedicated commitment to spreading safety to them and helping educate them, as well as your utility workers. It's going to enhance your reputation with stakeholders. Same reason, they're going to see your commitment to spreading safety. And it's going to give you risk mitigation through a good faith effort because you are sharing those safety messages. This here is a copy, or a screen grab, I should say, of our main public page. And so this page here, you can always direct anyone back to. I got a little arrow here. Under this education tab, there are resources for teachers and for kids. There are some videos. And then under news releases, there are a variety of news releases, and this all information is available to the public at all time. And so it's a great place for you to always direct any communications back to for folks to get additional resources on safe electricity. And then you'll notice we also kind of have a little running tally over here of our current social media feed. There's a quicker link to the video library, kids resources. And then we have this license to live video. This video spot will change periodically. Right now, this is a really great tool for everyone. And so we have made it available to the public as opposed to just our members. But if you do anything with schools or anyone related to driving, so pretty much most folks, this is a really great tool on accidents with down power lines and what to do and how to make sure you get out of that alive. And then this is a screen grab of our members only portal. So you can see the difference. Once you log in, it's going to say members only up here. You do have to have user credentials in order to log in and use these resources. And every member of AIEC, like I mentioned earlier, is able to have those user credentials because AIEC covers membership for all of its members. So if you don't have user credentials and you would like to get some, you can very easily do so. You go to safeelectricity.org. In this upper right-hand corner, there's going to be a little where it says sign in. You're going to click sign in, and then a screen will pop up, a login screen, but there'll be a register button. You're going to click on that register button, fill out a brief form, and that's going to come to us and we will approve it. And you'll get an email to set up a password and you'll be good to go. And then you can come back in, click that sign in button again, use your username and your password to log in. And then all of these resources are available for you to use. So utilities that are not members of Safe Electricity are not at liberty to use our resources. The reason is we are a members only based program, and the membership dollars help create these resources and they help with our copyright laws. And so our copyright states that as a member, you are at liberty to use these resources to share with your consumers and your employees at your cooperatives, and to further your safety education. If you are not a member, you are not allowed to use them. So with that, you can just kind of get a glance, and I'll go through this at the end of the slides here to show you a little bit better about what is on our members only page. Right now, I want to show you some examples of the resources being used in different resources. And obviously, you guys probably all recognize this little magazine here, Illinois Country Living. There are often safe electricity resources utilized within Illinois Country Living magazine, and so we love to see that. And this one obviously is from January of this year, and it's on space heaters. Perfect timing for that. And so you can see they've got Buy Safe Electricity, and on the internet version of this, those are clickable. So that's a great way to utilize the articles. And then this is an example of some website use. So this is a member, Polk Burnett in Wisconsin. And this is a couple of screen grabs of their website. And this is the top half of their page. When you click on their safety tab, actually, no, I think it's their beginning page. And this at the top here is like a rolling screen. And so these photos at the top roll through, and they have some of their own photos. This first one of a little utility truck on a road, that is one of their photos. And then they have some safe electricity ones, as you can see with the logo on there. And then they have a link to our page in the middle of it. And then this over here on the other side is the bottom half of their page, where they have it built in 4 of the videos that we that we have. And these are all animated ones, and so they're fairly short, but they're great little videos, and these folks have it built in. Some have it like this, where it's built right in on the website. Some build them into their YouTube channels, which is what My Energy here has done. And so when you click on My Energy safety tab on their page, they've got a variety of tabs here, and there are links to safe electricity. There are resources on these different tabs on harvest safety. But then on this one specifically, they link to their YouTube page. And I want to show you that briefly. And so their YouTube page is filled with a lot of their own personal videos that they have created, as well as some of ours. So like this Safety Sadie video here, the birds on a wire. There's a variety of videos that are Safe Electricity created that they have built within their YouTube channel. So that's a great way to use that and see that. And then this one you probably also recognize, Adams Outlet. Adams Electric is really good also about utilizing the resources in almost every magazine, I believe. And this one shows this Heat Your Space Safely infographic. Our infographics are actually one of our most widely used resources by our members. They are great pieces to stick in a magazine like this or in a newsletter, and they work well in any other kind of print form. You can use them in a social media post if you would like. They, get cut off and you have to open them, but they're a really great resource because they're eye-catching, they're very visual, and they give you the information in quick formats that you don't have to spend a lot of time reading, which a lot of people are so busy these days, they don't want to spend time reading articles upon articles. And so if you really want to get a quick point across, infographics are a great way for that. All right, so obviously social media is very prominent in today's society. And so we have a lot of social media resources, and we create these packages every month that we share with our members. But some folks aren't quite sure how to make their social media presence really well received and active among their members. And so one way you can do that is to make sure that your utility has a very active presence. You never want to let your site get stagnant, because if you're not posting anything, nobody's going to be visiting it. And with the algorithms that Facebook has set up, people are not going to they're not going to see it in their timeline if you're not actively posting on your page. And so you can use programs, I think it's called Hootsuite. I'm sure there's other ones similar, where you can set up in advance social media posts to go out. And when we get to our page, I'll show you where we have all of ours. And we've had members that'll take an afternoon and they will select some of the different posts that we have, and they'll get everything set up for like 6 months worth of posts. And then those automatically will pre-populate on the dates that they have selected. And so that's a great, easy way to sort of maximize on your time and keep your social media presence active. However, you do want to make sure you have someone monitoring it, because you want to be able to provide this customer feedback. If somebody were to comment on one of your posts and no one ever responds, then you're not going to have folks commenting, and you're not going to be building those relationships and really emphasizing those safety communications that you're trying to get across. And when you note that safety posts really increase engagement, people want to be safe. They want their families to be safe. And so if they see a safety post, they're going to pay more attention to that because it's relevant to them. And it's a way that they can incorporate into their own lives how to function and be safe. So these are some examples of some of our members that have used resources on their social media. Most of these are all Facebook, but you can see this one is a little winter storm video. It's super short, just 1:16. This video particularly actually has won several awards. It's just animated, but it's short, it's to the point, and it's been very well received, and so it's a good one to plug out there. And members always hashtag safe electricity. They hashtag other things. You can add our link, safeelectricity.org, and then again, that can direct them back to the page to get further information. This one obviously was done in August, and so, you know, in a lot of the Midwest and other areas of the country, obviously harvesting is a big time. And so this is one of our graphic designs that they used in their safety post. And then this is another little video that Grand Valley Power used. Again, it's super short, only 13 seconds, but it's, you know, is prominent for the timing. They posted it at the end of December with a little tagline, a comment, if you will. And then they included a link for more winter safety tips. They included some hashtags. And so people can watch that online. You know, the little lightning strikes, those kind of also grab attention. And then Upshur, you can see, posted an article from our page, our website. They shared it on generator safety, also a huge deal. And they included a link. This is going to be to one of our public pages. And so they can click on this link and it's going to bring this article up about generator safety. This one here with Diverse Power, this is a great example of, see, they've included the link so their consumers that are looking on their page can click that, go back to the link, see what other safety information they can find. But one of the things that we always encourage our members to do is co-brand, because your consumers know your cooperative name. We want them to recognize the safety messages as coming from you. And so on this one, you can see there's our safeelectricity.org logo, but Diverse Power has also included their logo. And almost all of our resources are available for co-branding, and we do encourage that. And then just another one here on storm safety, ice on lines. Again, they've got the link included, and I'll show you where all that is and how you can utilize those on your own social media pages. All right, so putting a face on safety. This is one way to really intensify and make good impact on your safety education. When a message is personal, it relates to someone a lot more than some made up, you know, Joe Schmo type of story. And so when you put a little face to it and you make it personal, it's going to become far more memorable to your consumers and your employees. And then they're going to share it. They're going to think about it, and it's going to keep on their minds. And it's just going to help make the impact even more. And so here's Adams Outlet again. And this is an old one. I think it's from 2015, but this was a really good way where they used a personal story from the community and made an article about it in their magazine, but then included some safe electricity resource tips as well. And, you know, so that's going to make a big impact on the folks in that community, because, you know, many of them were probably caught in this storm and they can relate to this family and what they went through. And so that is just a great way to really make stronger impact. What are some other things? Obviously, events and such has been limited with COVID, but once those start back up, some ways that you can utilize safety resources in your everyday events and functions, you can show them at annual meetings. We've got consumer safety, we've got internal safety. And so you can share with your employees, your utility workers, your line workers, etc. You can do it at school programs. We've got resources for youth and for teachers. You can create some like little exhibits and hands-on things for kids and farmers and contractors. This shows you an easy way. Ameren is utilizing their envelopes even to spread safety messages. It's quick, it's easy, it's on their envelope. You know, it's just another sort of quick little way. Some other things are we've got radio PSAs, and you can use those if you have like hold music on your phone systems. You can use those radio PSAs for that. And there's news releases that you can incorporate your city and state within that news release. Some of the news releases have places for you to incorporate your utility name, your utility contact information, and then you can share those with the local media and really become that go-to source for them. And, you know, when they have slow news days, that's going to be a great time. They're going to pull upon those contacts. And then you can work with related organizations to promote your safety, farm bureaus, Red Cross, etc. And you can work directly with target audiences such as first responders. And first responders, we've got some resources directed at them. And one of which is a DVD. And these are great trainings and refresher courses for your first responders. We have members that will get the DVDs and they will take them to every fire station in their community, to the police stations in their community, and give them those DVDs so that they can use them when they have new firefighters come on, maybe volunteer firefighters, police officers, etc. And these videos will show them what to do when they come upon an accident with down power lines. You never want, you know, somebody to be injured or worse because maybe they didn't have the refresher, they weren't thinking. And so those are options available as well. And then driver education accidents with power lines. You guys have the utility equipment to potentially do some of these things. So you can provide the DVDs or the MP4s to your teachers in your schools. You can set up some live scenarios and do some demos, and then really focusing and posting on social media. Those are some other great ways to really share those messages with your consumers and your communities. All right, with that, I'm going to jump over to our members only portal and show you that so that you can just kind of get a glimpse and an idea of what that looks like. For some of you, again, you may have already seen it. Some of you may not. So again, this is our homepage and it is the public site. And like I mentioned, under education, there's videos, tips, resources for teachers and for kids. There's news releases. There's under our member center, there's information on our map of members. And so you can see all the members that we have across the country are shown on that map. But to get into our members portal, we can click this little sign in button. And again, that's what you're going to click if you haven't registered and you would like to get your own user credentials. And then you're going to click this register here button. And again, that's a brief form that you'll fill out and we'll approve that and get you going. And then you log in here. So here is the members only portal. And again, giant, huge search box so you can search for things. We are currently working on a by topic page. And so at some point when that is up and ready and we get that going live, that's going to be really wonderful because you'll be able to find the resources by topic, and every resource we have on that topic will be accessible right there, as opposed to under videos or under infographics or under social media. It'll all be in one place. So we're excited for when that is done and ready to come live. But for now, we've got things broken down into categories. And on this main homepage, you can see all of our new featured resources are always going to be over here on our right-hand side. And then at the bottom, latest communications. So I want to show you this. This is our member resource guide. We email this out every single month. It's generally the first Thursday of the first full week of a month. If you are not seeing this in your email, A, let me know. B, check with your IT folks to make sure that constant contact is whitelisted. And then the email that it shows it comes from says Safe Electricity. And then the actual email address is ehollins@illinois.edu. So that's the information that you would need in order to make sure that this is actually showing up in your inbox. But this is a great tool, kind of reminds you every month of, oh yeah, that's right, new resources are available. And it is based off of our editorial calendar, which I will show you. But so this came out January 1st. However, it says for March 2021. And that is because our editorial calendar is based on resources being available 2 months in advance, and they're kind of based on that month. And so when you're planning your magazines, your publications, your newsletters, etc., you can know, okay, in January, I'm going to be able to have access to all of these resources that are going to be more applicable to the month of March and that timing. And so we've got, videos. These are all brand new. This whole farm series that we did is really great. And this is just the start of them coming out. We've got more throughout the year. But you can see it shows an like an image thumbnail of it, and then it's got the link that will take you directly to that resource on the members only site. And then there's the social media resources, articles, and then we always include a member spotlight in this and just kind of pick some examples and show how members are using the resources. We find that that is a great way to encourage other members to use the resources, and it gives them ideas on how to use them when they were stuck and couldn't figure out, what should I do? How should I use these? And you can see these are all 3 social media. And then this one was one that was inserted in a newsletter. And then I do monthly webinars, and those are always included on here as well. Okay, back to the page. The monthly webinars are always down here as well. So if you ever want a refresher course, you can register for that webinar on there. So just to go through these and give you a quick example, videos, you can see we have a lot of videos. And our videos, most of them are featured on true stories and incidents that have happened. And so they hit that, like I was talking about earlier, they hit that personal note with folks, with your utility workers, with your community. They can really resonate because it's something that they can kind of put themselves in those shoes and see it happening to them. And so it makes a much bigger impact when it is a genuine, true story that occurred in a community just like theirs. And then we have some fun things like this 12 Days of Christmas video we did. Some of you may have seen it at Christmas if it was shared. And our members had a great time sending in clips to that, and it was just a lot of fun. And then some more, this is another true story that we did in the last year, and this was on a member in Oklahoma, and one of their utility line workers, he had an unfortunate accident and he did lose his life, and his wife wanted to speak out and help provide safety to others, and just those reminders. And so you can see that it shows the length of each video, kind of gives you an idea of the whether like this one is internal or public. And so you know that this one is going to be more impactful to your actual line workers and your employees if you wanted a good internal video to share with them. And then we have Safety Sadie. This is our youth video series, and it's done by chapter, and they are short. They're great for teachers to use in classrooms. They're great to share with your own employees and their families. And they're really fun. The kids love them. And they're, like I said, they're done by chapter. So, and you can see they are downloadable on here. So you can click it and you can preview it on the screen, but then you can download the MP4 file. And then there's just a whole host of them, short little animated ones. There's non-animated ones. There's solar videos. This is part of our first responder series. And you can just see a lot of options here for you. Okay. And then there's, like I said, the radio PSAs, there's B-roll library. In our graphics and designs, I mentioned to you that our infographics were one of our widest used resources. And so you can see when you click on infographics, there's a whole host of them, and we've got them sort of categorized so you can easily see what you want. But one of the things about these is if you find one you want, you click on it, and then it's got your download options here. So you can download it as a PDF, a PNG, or you can download the art file. And so, and you can see there's room here for you to co-brand and insert your co-op name there so that your consumers see it coming from you. But if you were putting this in, say, a trifold brochure and you were using purple and green, this isn't going to go, very well with that, depending on your color scheme. And so you could download the artwork file and you can change the color on this if you wanted, just to kind of help with that. Photo gallery, there are, I believe, over like 2,500 photos. Pictographs, they are similar to infographics, except they're small and they're like sort of one note kind of thing. One quick fact that you're going to share. These are great space fillers if you're doing a magazine or a newsletter. They fit, they're small, can fit in perfectly. If you're doing brochures or bills and you need a little something to insert in a section on a bill or a letter, these are great for that. These are great to share on social media because they are small. And graphic designs, I showed you one of these in one of the examples that was used, but you can see there's quarter page designs, and then some of them, let me get one here that maybe it's got some additional. Some of them have, okay, yeah. So this one has full page designs. It's got half page designs and quarter page designs. So it's the same information, but we have it laid out in different sizes. And that is so that you can use whatever works best for what you're needing it for. Bill inserts, if you still mail out actual bills, there are bill inserts and they're all printer ready, and you can just download, add your logo, insert it in your bill, and you're good to go. And the one thing to keep in mind about our resources are they are vetted by a team of professionals who are experts in the field. And so you can rest assured that what you're sending out and using is genuine, it is factual, and it has been reviewed by a team of experts. Social web resources. On social media, we've got covers, so you can add a cover to your Facebook or your Twitter. Videos is going to go back to the same video page. Image and post text. This is what I wanted to show you. So right now, under these, you can see they're kind of categorized as far as these pictures here go. Over here on this right-hand side, under monthly social media packages, you'll notice that it says December, January, and February. And so these are from those monthly resource guides that I showed you. And you can click on one of those and it'll take you to the whole package that we included within that monthly resource guide. And so it's a quick, easy way to find all of those resources if you missed them previously. And they're just all plugged in there. And so we always keep those last 3 months linked on this main page here. But if you're wanting to schedule your social media posts, so you pick on one, let's just go with farming safety. And you can see we've got a lot of different pictures that you can select from. And then over here on this other right-hand side, you can see there are all of these posts. And so you would pick your picture and then you would copy and paste the post that you want. And you can see they're kind of categorized. TLC is our teach, learn, and care. And so that is teach what you know, learn enough to share it, and care enough to share it. Teach what you know, learn it, and care enough to share it. And so that's kind of that grouping. And then preparation and awareness. So you can see we've tried to kind of break the post down into different sections just to help you as you're trying to pick what you want. So you copy paste the post and you'll see it's got the link. And again, that's going to take them back to that public page where those resources are available for the public. And then you plug in the picture and the post that you want on your social media and you're good to go. So you can see how if you needed to maximize your time and utilize one of those programs like the Hootsuite or something where you pre-populate all your posts, you can see how that can work pretty well by going through the site and picking what you want and utilizing it at the different times. Okay. And one way to figure that stuff out is our calendar of observances. As you all probably know, there are national days for everything. And so on this calendar of observances, it shows you each month and every day in the month where there is some national something. So, you know, or holiday. So, I mean, it shows obviously yesterday as Martin Luther King Jr. Day, but then it shows National Battery Day, you know. In April, it's Line Worker Appreciation Day and National Boating Safety Week, Hurricane Weather Safety Week, a whole host of pretty much everything that you can think of is on here. And so as you're doing your planning, you can use this calendar to say, okay, these things are going to be observed in March. So we could, you know, post some stuff on these different scenarios in our social media or in our magazines or newsletters or in our emails to our employees, just to kind of reiterate and connect things together, if you will. And then the editorial calendar. So again, this is the planning guide I mentioned. And also up here, we always have the last few months worth of those monthly resource guides. And so you can see October monthly resource guide had resources for December. And so each month, so January, all the resources were available November 1st. And it says it under there. So you can look at this in advance and you can know when these are going to come out. And then when they come available, we link them right on here. So you can use this as a planning guide and just to help you access those resources as you're wanting to utilize them. So you can see March resources, they came out January 1, and that's all of these options here. And you can click and it will take you right to them. April resources, you can see what there's going to be, and it's just not linkable yet. But on February 1st, each of these will be linkable. And so you can see how you can use this in your planning for those publications. Okay. Under written resources, again, additional links to your editorial calendar and your observances. And then articles, news releases, and I'll just briefly show you these. And so same kind of thing. The articles, they're sort of categorized right now by topic. And you click on one. Okay, so that one doesn't have any. We'll go with this one. So you wanted an article on AFCIs. You look on here, this pulls up 4 different articles, and you can see the title. It shows you the first bit of words. It shows you the word count. So if you know you can only use an article where you know 300 words or less, you know that you can choose from these 2. And then you click on it, and then it's going to open it up and give you your download options. And you can read it. Again, it's got your download options right there. Okay. And then the news resources I mentioned, those are going to have options for you to include your city and state. And so you find the one you want. We'll just pick this first one here. And you can see right here, it's got city and state. So you would download this piece and then you would add your city and state there. And then in this one, you can insert your utility name, your phone number, and then that way you can share this with your local media in your own communities and be that that contact person for them for this safety measure. Okay. And then youth activities, you can see, again, the videos are the Safety Sadie videos. And then some of the, like the License to Live, that's a great one for teen drivers or for, you know, kids that are getting close to the driving age. There's coloring pages, puzzles, all kinds of great stuff for the kiddos. And there's handouts, electricity labs, all kinds of great stuff. The internal and first responder resources. So again, this is going to be geared towards your internal safety, so your utility workers. And so there's the video, and then our safety on the line. And those are, again, these are more true stories that are going to really be impactful to your utility workers, because they can definitely see themselves in these situations, and just they can really relate to the incidents that occurred in these, and it's just impactful to them. And then there's this safety on the line graphic and logo, so that's available to use. You can request some DVDs and additional services. This just kind of shows you what's been done in the past, and you guys have been members, I believe, since, goodness, a long time, and so you would have access to a lot of these. I think you've been members since back in the early 2000s. But first responder safety, you can see here, these are training materials. So there's the videos, there's some articles, posters. I think there's just one or two, but it just gives you some options of things. And again, share these with the fire stations and the police stations in your communities, and help them just have some refresher training courses. And then lastly, under tips and tools, you're just going to find some best practices and the copyright information, how to use the logos, the 811 map, things like that. And we have a Spanish library. Not all of our resources are available in Spanish, but some of them are, and those are going to be housed and found right here. And the one last thing I want to show you that I forgot is under social media tab, there's the best practices here. And that is where you're going to learn how to populate those videos into your YouTube channels if you're interested in doing that. And then there's a few other, tips on here as well. But that is a quick overview of the member site if you have not seen that before. And if you have, then that is refresher course for you. But with that, I will open it up to questions, and thanks for letting me talk to you guys.
Thanks, Carrie. We have had a few questions come in. The first one, how can I get a username and password to use the resources? So
that is going to be, you're going to go to safeelectricity.org. And when you get to that page, that you're going to, up in that right-hand corner, you're going to click that sign in button. And then you're going to click the register tab or the register button. And when you click that register button, it's going to pull up a little short form, and you're going to fill out that form. And that is going to come directly to us, and we're going to approve that. And then you'll get an email, and that will tell you how to set up your password. Once your password is set up, then you're going to be able to go right back into that sign-in page, use that username and password to log in and start using the resources.
Perfect.
And then if you still have problems or questions with that, you can always email us at info@safeelectricity.org, or my direct email is on the screen, and you can email me directly as well.
All right, that kind of goes into the next one. What do I do if I'm not sure if I have user credentials or I forgot them?
You would want to email me, and I can look that up for you.
Perfect. Let's see here. What's the most used resource that you guys have?
That would probably be the infographics. They really are the most widely used. We did a survey every year, or we do a survey every year, excuse me. And this past one we did this year, it really emphasized that infographics were like the #1 resource that was used. And farm safety resources were the #1 requested resource.
All right, last question that came in. How do I know if my co-op is a member of Safe Electricity and able to use the resources?
Well, if you are on this call, then you are a member, because if you are a member of AIEC, then you are a member of Safe Electricity. AIEC covers membership for every Illinois co-op that there is. And so if you're a co-op in Illinois, you're a member of AIEC, then you're a member of Safe Electricity.
Very good, Carrie. Thank you for all of that. Sounds like there's a lot of great resources out there that are available to us and our membership. So hopefully we will have an opportunity to take advantage of those. We absolutely thank you for your time today. It's very informational. So we appreciate it very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And
looks like you have your contact information up there. And
right. Yep. If anyone has any questions or anything after the fact, you're always welcome to email me or call me, and happy to do what I can to help.
Sounds good. Well, thank you very much. Up at 10:30 today, we have our next AIEC webinar weeks. The topic on that will be wildlife mitigation. That particular topic is available for CPE credits. So if you're looking to earn some CPE credits, please go out and register for that. If registration's closed, feel free to reach out to Ashley Graham. She will make sure to get you taken care of. Also, don't forget that our webinar weeks is being recorded, and we have those available to you in our archive. You can visit aiec.coop/webinar weeks, and all of our previous series will be on there for you. And as we did with our last webinar series at the end of 2020, we will be holding a prize drawing at the end of this series. So stay tuned for that. Be on the lookout for a survey from Ashley Graham to get you entered into the drawing for our prize giveaway. And with that, that concludes this morning's webinar series, our webinar, and we'll see you at 10:30.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.